Aari McDonald is not merely a basketball player. She is a force, a convergence of willpower, speed, and unrelenting belief. In a sport that often idolizes size and spectacle, Aari has carved her legacy through defiance. She is the storm wrapped in silence, the underdog who never needed permission to dominate. From Fresno, California, to the bright lights of college basketball, and now into the professional game, her journey is one of persistence, power, and an iron-willed pursuit of excellence that doesn't always shout, but always delivers. Born on August 20, 1998, in Fresno, Aari came into the world with something to prove. Her game wasn't cultivated in overnight camps or under the comfort of five-star hype. It was built in silence, repetition, and moments few were watching. She was overlooked early in her career, too small, too quiet, too unconventional. But those who knew her saw the fire. At Bullard High School, she was relentless, scoring at will, running the floor with speed that couldn't be coached, and defending like the basket was personal property. Her skills were elite, but more importantly, her mindset was indomitable. Her college journey began at the University of Washington, where she showed flashes of what would become her signature blend of scoring and defense. But the real transformation began when she transferred to the University of Arizona. Sitting out a season due to transfer rules wasn't a setback, it was a spark. In that time, Aari sharpened her tools, expanded her game, and grew hungrier. When she finally took the floor for the Wildcats, it was like watching a match meet gasoline. She erupted. By the time her senior year came around, Aari McDonald had become synonymous with Arizona basketball. She wasn't just a scorer, she was a general. A shot creator. A perimeter defender who made opponents regret even looking her way. Her motor was tireless. She didn't just run fast, she never stopped running. And every time the Wildcats needed a bucket, a steal, a lift, it was Aari who answered the call. She led the team to its first ever NCAA championship game appearance in 2021, stunning the basketball world and placing Arizona firmly on the national map. That tournament run is etched in the memory of every college basketball fan. Not just for the upsets, or the cold-blooded shots, or the defensive stands, but for the sheer refusal to back down. Game after game, Aari took on the best the NCAA had to offer and stared them down like a veteran. Against Connecticut in the Final Four, she scored 26 points and dominated every facet of the game, proving she wasn't just worthy of the stage, she was the brightest light on it. Though Arizona fell just short in the title game against Stanford, Aari's performance was a masterclass in leadership and heart. Her accolades reflect her impact. Pac-12 Player of the Year. Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year. Consensus All-American. But these titles, while impressive, only scratch the surface. Aari McDonald brought belief to a program that had been dormant. She gave a generation of athletes, especially young girls of color, someone who looked like them, fought like them, and won like them. She was a movement inside a jersey, a quiet revolutionary whose game spoke volumes. When the 2021 WNBA draft arrived, there was no doubt she would go high. The Atlanta Dream selected her with the 3rd overall pick, betting not just on talent but on trajectory. Aari entered the WNBA undersized by traditional standards, but that only made her game more magnetic. Her rookie season wasn't about superstardom, it was about assimilation. Learning the tempo, understanding the system, earning trust. And she did just that. Every minute she played, she brought the same defensive tenacity and offensive spark that defined her college career. By her second year, she was a pivotal part of the Dream's rotation, one of the league's most exciting young guards. Watching Aari in the pros is like watching controlled chaos. Her speed is unmatched. Her cuts are surgical. Her ability to pressure the ball, disrupt passing lanes, and recover defensively turns every possession into a battle. Offensively, she is equally menacing. She can break a press single-handedly, hit step-back threes with ease, and slice through a double team with one quick crossover. But her greatest strength? Composure. Aari plays with the calm of someone who's already survived the storm. Her WNBA journey hasn't been about flash headlines or overnight superstardom, it's been about steady ascent. She has embraced growth, embraced the process, and above all, embraced the grind. While some players look to be noticed, Aari looks to make an impact. Whether she's coming off the bench or closing out games, her presence is always felt. She is the type of teammate that raises the floor and the ceiling. Off the court, Aari is equally impressive. She has used her platform to speak on social justice, racial equity, and mental health, always with a tone that is humble, honest, and informed. She's not afraid to speak out, but she always does so with grace. Her interviews reveal a woman who understands her role not just as a player, but as a representative of something bigger. In an era where athletes are becoming more than their stats, Aari is leading by example. She's also embraced the business side of the game, landing endorsement deals and branding opportunities that reflect her personality and values. Yet, despite the fame, she remains deeply grounded. Her social media is filled with family, fans, and fitness, not ego. She still trains like she's the underdog, still studies film like every possession matters, still carries herself like there's work to be done. Because for Aari McDonald, there's always work to be done. The impact of her career cannot be measured solely in points or wins. It lives in the arenas that once didn't know Arizona women's basketball and now fill with fans in her honor. It lives in the young players who now wear number 2 on their backs and mimic her pull-up jumper. It lives in every defender who second-guesses their dribble when she's guarding them full court. And it lives in the broader evolution of women's basketball, a sport now teeming with athletes who, like Aari, have decided to rewrite the rules. Her journey is still unfolding. With each new season, she grows more polished, more confident, more complete. She's not just a scorer or a defender, she's a leader. A blueprint for how to win when the odds say you shouldn't. Aari doesn't just play the game. She elevates it. And she does so without needing to dominate the spotlight. Her brilliance lies in her balance. Fierce yet composed, aggressive yet smart, proud yet humble. There's a kind of beauty in watching someone who was told they were too small dominate the biggest stages. There's a lesson in every game Aari McDonald plays, that greatness isn't about height or hype, but heart. She is a reminder that belief, when paired with work, becomes unstoppable. That skill, when sharpened by setbacks, becomes unshakable. And that leadership, when rooted in authenticity, becomes legendary. In the long run, Aari McDonald may not be the loudest voice in the room, but her story will echo for years to come. Not because she demanded attention, but because she earned it. Her rise from the overlooked to the undeniable is not just a sports narrative, it's a life lesson. One that reminds us that the path to success is rarely straight, often difficult, and always worth it when walked with purpose. She may still have many seasons ahead, many games to win, and many fans to inspire. But the legacy she's building, quietly, steadily, boldly, is already taking shape. And someday, when future stars are asked to inspire them to believe they belonged, you'll hear her name whispered again and again. Aari McDonald. If you've ever watched Aari McDonald weave through defenders with unmatched speed, lock in on defense with unwavering focus, or lead her team with a presence that speaks louder than words, then you've witnessed more than just athletic excellence. You've seen the quiet rise of a leader who defies limits and redefines what's possible. Like this tribute to honor the relentless spirit of an athlete whose game is as impactful as her journey. Share it with someone who believes in the power of perseverance, and remember, some stars are born in the spotlight, but others, like Aari, create their own light and carry it forward with every step they take. Thank you for watching and being part of the journey.